Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're making a phone background again. What I've done is I've set this up already. So if you haven't already, take your camera, just click it there, and we can go to this option which is the output. And what you're going to want to do is place your resolution in. So depending on which phone you have, it'll have a certain amount of pixels across and a certain amount of pixels down. So what you need to do is just Google your phone, and Google should be able to tell you the pixel dimensions for your particular phone so that this background fits, essentially. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and delete the default cube. If you guys haven't already, go to the render tab right here, switch out your Eevee to cycles. And I've got my key thingies as well. Sorry, I thought that I hadn't put my my key logger things on there. Yeah, let's start this off. We'll start off with the UV sphere. I'm just going to go ahead, right click, shade smooth. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the atom right here. And on this side, I'm going to have the camera. So if you go to view, viewpoint, and you can put camera right there. And then this side, you guys can see what's going on in the background. So essentially what we're making today is an orb over ocean, I guess, for the screen. Saver. So we'll put the orb just about here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to click add. We'll go mesh and plane. And all you need to do, go to your modifier, add modifier. And we'll type in ocean if it's not already available. And we'll get this kind of pattern. So we're going to scale this in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat on the X and Y axes. Don't worry if it's outside, we can move this. So we'll go G, we'll bring this across. We'll bring this down, bring it across again. And I'm just going to go ahead and just add until this fully fills the screen at the back. So, maybe we could get it just about here. I'm just going to move this down just ever so slightly. So you just want to get this to fill the screen, essentially. That's all we're doing. Okay, so once you're happy with your placement, hopefully, maybe one more on that side, and one more on that side. Yes, okay, so, once you're happy with your placement, we've got the little ball right here, we've got the little ocean, we've got the light coming in from this side. We want to make this little ball glass. We're going to go to the materials tab, we'll go new. And we'll switch out this principled BSDF for glass BSDF. Tone down your roughness all the way. And if we render this, this is what it'll look like. And what we want to do, you can mess around with the IOR if you'd like to. You don't have to, but you can if that's something that you're wanting to do. You'll notice at the side here you can see the edge of the ocean. So what I would recommend with that is take the ocean again, go onto your modifiers, and you just want to start adding to the sides. You want to basically make sure that that little ridge right there doesn't exist, essentially. If not, this little piece right here that we've got at the side where you can see the edge of this screen, maybe this little piece right here. So if we just press G, and we just bring this forward. Okay, it's not that side. If we bring this to the side, oops. If we bring it this way, maybe. You can also press S to expand this as well, if you need to. So, the ridge may still appear because obviously you've got one here as well. So, I mean, it's not a big deal, but if you want to kind of get that out of the way, we've also got the option of steps as well. So if we go into the camera option, select your camera right here, you should have a stepper if they've moved it, I think. Let's see. So it allows you to essentially see more. Oh, here, 100 meters. So if you just move this, where it says lens, and then end, clip start, clip beginning. So if I turn this all the way down, it should just do this. It'll just get rid of things, right? But if your model's a little bit bigger and the end is just cut off, just put that up just ever so slightly. So that's something that can also assist you with that. So let me try and get this to full screen again so you guys can see what's going on. There we go. Okay, so when we're doing the C, what you want to do is go to the materials tab again. Let's go new. And you can make this kind of like a blue if you want to, or you can make it a purple. It's totally up to you. What I would suggest is bring up your metallic and just bring down your roughness slightly. So when you do the lighting as well, you can take this light, select the light on its own. You can change this to a sun. You'll notice this is a little bit too bright. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this to the side just here. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn down this exposure. And then what I'm going to do with the waves as well is we can turn down the roughness on there so we've got this little reflection going on. Let's turn that down just a little bit more. And now I'm going to turn the sun up. But before I do that, I'm going to go into the world settings. And you'll notice that it's very grey on top. Now, if you want stars and you want a moon, it's going to be... I mean, it's gonna look great with stars and a moon. The way that it looks right now, I was kind of going for a daytime look. But to be honest with you, the way that I've done the settings, this looks great for a nighttime look. So, if you want to, you can put stars in the background. But if you're looking at a daytime kind of theme, just go to your world settings. You've got colour right here. Bring it up the colour and then place a blue. And this will give you a nice kind of blue colour with this. But if you guys wanted to do a night theme, we can do a night theme. So, essentially what you're doing, go into your shading tab. Go to Object, go to World. And what you're going to do is we're going to go add an input and we will do a noise texture. Just type in noise texture. We'll do colour to colour. And what should happen is we get this in the background, right? So if I disconnect this, we have blue. If I put colour to colour, we have this. Don't worry about this. What we're going to do, turn it up. So you've got all these little dots going on. And then, what you want to do from here is we'll go add. Let's go colour ramp. Colour spot the American way. Stick it in between. Turn your black all the way to your white. Or most of the way to your white. And now you get stars in the background. So this is really good if you've got any scenes that are at night as well. And what you can do, I did a project a while ago where I did stars and then I did a sunset in the background. So what you're essentially doing is you're placing two effects slap bang on top of one another. So to make the sunset, from what I can remember, we had a mix converter. Yes, I think so. I think it was this one, mix converter. So I'll just place the mix down there, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to go colour ramp again. If you go Shift D, just to duplicate this, bring it to the bottom. Colour into B, so you've got an A, which is the stars, the B is going to be the sunset. So, when we do the sunset, we're going to take this this black right here, and we can place a blue. And then we've got the white in the middle, so, sorry, we've got the white at the end, and then in the middle, we need an orange. So if I just move this factor right here, just to this side, you're not going to be able to see it straight away. Because what I need is another noise texture on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just zoom out. So we've got two colour ramps. I'll keep them kind of uniform. We've got the two colour ramps. We've got a mix. We've got a background. And then we've got the world output. And then we have this noise texture right here, which we will Shift D duplicate again. And what you want to do is scale it all the way down. You don't want the same settings as this one. You see this one is at 277. You want to bring this down so that it's a nice even number. Colour to factor. And you should, if all works out, have a slight hue on the sky as well. Let's just move that across. So it's not supposed to be a prominent hue, but it's a little bit of a hue. So let's just see. I'm just going to put this to 0 actually, just to see what happens. Right, so we've got this. We need... Yeah, so you just want like a little kind of interference going on in the background. So about that much. Let's see. So it's almost like clouds. You see how that works? I mean, you guys can experiment with this quite a lot. Just see what's going on, but that's the basics of how I do basic clouds without any other effects. So I'm just going to go back to the layout real quick. So the reason to do the sky right here is because you'll actually get a reflection on the base of the glass right here. So it's nice to have something in the background where it's something that's off camera, so to speak. So this doesn't look too great right now, but when you render it out, it'll look better. So you also have a denoiser option with this as well if you guys are interested. So I believe it's in the output. I might be wrong. Sorry, it's in the render. So it's denoise, and it'll just go like this instead of pixelized and kind of. We called them flies when we were kids. We had the old tube TVs, and we always we had these like black and white dots all over the TV. Yeah, those were pretty fun. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go back to the shading tab actually. Let's make the scale a little. I'm gonna pull the scale just down a little bit for the stars, which is the top section. Primarily just to add the effect of stars on top of the water as well. So, yeah. I'm just going to move this white up as well, just to contrast it a little bit more. You can use an emission if you wanted to, but emissions are interesting ones, especially with noise. It's totally up to you if you want to do that. You just basically put in an emission instead of a colour. But yeah, I mean, like, experiment with what you're doing. So you can see little stars just appearing, but at the moment you're not really seeing much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hit render, see what this looks like, and then, you know, I will show you guys, I guess, what it's going to look like afterwards. Yeah. So I'll post it. I'll put the picture. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.